Man, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. It's cold out here. It's like 35, 36 degrees. Um, man, family, um, I want to bare my soul to you guys this morning. Um, it's something I don't think that we do enough of. You know what I mean? I, I don't think we as a community, I don't think that we as a people, you know, we do enough of this. You know what I mean? And because we don't do it, man, there's a lot of consequences that take place. Um, I believe it was Denzel that said, there are levels to pain. There are levels to pain. There's a pain that'll hurt you, but then there's a pain that'll completely change you, you know? And that's what we're gonna talk about today. We're gonna talk about that pain that changes you, you know? This is gonna get deep. I'm gonna try to take my time in it, and I'm not gonna go in. But I just wanna bare my soul to you guys, you know? Um, you guys know that, man, my father murdered my mom. Um, what you guys don't know is that, man, I've struggled in relationships. I'm saying again, I've struggled in my relationships. And so many people is like, man, all these generation curses, you know what I mean? And so if there was a subplot or topic or title, it would be breaking generation curses. Um, yeah, my father murdered my mom, when I was 2 years old in front of me. Um, I grew up in a household where I saw my uncle beating the snot out of my aunt, choking the crap out of her. You know what I mean? And so I grew up and I had this thing of, man, I had to be Captain Save-A-Ho. You know what I mean? And I know I don't mean to offend anybody. You know what I mean? I'm just talking, just bearing my soul to you guys today. But I took on this mentality that I had to protect women. I took on this mentality that I had to protect all women because I couldn't protect my mom when I was 2 years old. I couldn't protect my aunt when I was a little kid. Morning, Miss Rocky. I couldn't protect my aunt when I was a little kid, and I heard her and saw her screaming and crying as my uncle was choking the crap out of her. And so if I get emotional, man, it is what it is. You know what I mean? I'm just having a real heart-to-heart with you guys, just being real transparent with you guys. Um, and so that did something to me. That did something to me as a young man. It's like never will I allow a dude to disrespect another woman. Never will I allow a dude to put hands on another woman. Because I saw that at an early age. And I couldn't do anything about that. And that did something inside of me. It made me feel helpless. It made me feel like, man, I was powerless. And so as a little kid, I started being bad as hell. And it's like, I'm gonna do some shit. You know what I mean? Excuse my language. I'm gonna do some stuff. You know what I mean? If I gotta beat the shit out of you to stop you from hitting this girl, it is what it is. I don't give a damn about my consequences. But you're not gonna hurt another woman because I had issues of seeing my mom being killed. And I had issues of seeing my aunt being choked and hit. And there was nothing I could do about it. Stay with me, we're gonna go somewhere. And it was a trip because I didn't realize that was in me. Stay with me, I'm gonna go somewhere. In 93, I was in Montana, and my wife and I, we had 2 kids and was going through a separation. And I didn't want custody of the kids, I just wanted 50-50, you know what I mean? What's up, Carter? I just wanted, 50, I just wanted the kids half the time. I wanted to be in their life. I wanted to be an active participant in their life because I grew up without my dad in my life. I grew up with going to visit my dad every other weekend in whatever prison he was in. But I didn't want that for my kids. But I knew that, man, me and this young lady can't work no more. And so sometimes we stay in toxic relationships for the sake of our kids, not even understanding that that's more damaging than going our separate ways. And so I stayed in this toxic relationship for a little while. I was like, I got to get up out of this. I got to get up out of this. And it broke my heart because I had to leave my kids behind as I was fighting for custody, part custody, 50% custody with them, with her. And so she's just dragging crap on. I'm working, I'm in the military, and she's just dragging crap on because she didn't have to pay for a lawyer. Because I was in the military, I had to come out the pocket to pay for the lawyer. And so she's just dragging this crap on for no reason other than the fact that just drained me financially. I'm hurt. I'm broken. My marriage is shot to hell. I pick up my kids, and my daughter is the oldest, and it's time for me to take them back. She's screaming and crying, no, 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 no one of mommy, no one of mommy. She didn't want to go back to her mom. My daughter was 3 years old at the time. My son was 1, not even 1, he was just born. And so she's crying. She don't want to go back to her mom. She want to stay with me. But I know there's nothing I could do about that. I know there's nothing that I could do to stop her from crying. And I'm sitting there listening to my daughter scream and cry. And she got to the point, as soon as we got to the corner to where her mom lived at, we driving, as soon as we hit the corner, she would recognize the buildings. And she would start screaming and crying, no, no, Daddy, I want to stay with you. Daddy, I want to stay with you. Daddy, I don't want to go to mommy. Daddy, I don't want to go to mommy. And if any of you have ever been a parent and you've seen and heard your kids screaming and crying like that, it does something to you. Man, it fucks you up on the inside when you know there's nothing you could do about that. And so, man, I'm hurt. So I'm talking to her mom, like, man, let's come up with a deal. Let's come up with an agreement. Let's stop paying these lawyers all this money. We could put this money into the kids. You know what I mean? Instead of me paying all these lawyers all these fees, man, that money could be going to the kids. You know what I mean? What are you doing? You have no reason to be contesting anything. You know what I mean? And so we came up with a deal where we'll get the kids 50-50, right? And she went to church and got with some of them religious people at church, and they convinced her. We had only been married a couple of years, but 3 years, 3 years at most. But these religious women at church convinced her that she shouldn't sign, it shouldn't be a mutual thing, and that she should fight for child support and alimony. We'd only been married 3 years max. They had this girl convinced, and again, religious people, man, they kill me sometimes, you know what I mean? But they had this woman convinced that she could get $500 for child support and $700 for spousal support. She wanted $1,200. This is back in '92. She wanted $1,200 a month, not for the kids. She only wanted $500 for child support, but wanted $700 for herself. Man, when I saw that, because we'd agreed to something, right? Had my lawyer draw up the paperwork, and I'm paying him all the time, right? He drawing up the paperwork, send it to her and her lawyer. She done went to church, had all these Christian women talking to her in her ear, telling her, nope, 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 you could get this, you could get $500 a month, and you could get $700 for yourself, and they had her convinced that she could get all this crap, right? So she came back, went to her lawyer, told her, no, that wasn't the deal that we had agreed on. She just had to sign it, and a divorce had been final. She wasn't accepting that now. She wanted $500 a month for her, $700 for herself. Excuse me, $500 for the kids, $700 for her. I'm like, what the hell? So, man, now we gotta start all over again. Now ain't no way in hell I'm giving her $1,200 a month. You know what I mean? I didn't even make $1,200 a month, you know what I mean? Back then. And so it's like, she's playing games. I was so broken. I was so hurt. And she just kept dragging it on and on and on. She didn't want the marriage. She didn't want the marriage. She had no respect for me. She had told me, man, I don't care you. And I wasn't cheating on her or anything at the time, right? She told me, I don't care what you do. You can sleep with anybody you want to. Just don't bring them back to the house. I wasn't cheating on her. When she told me that, I was done. When she told me that, I realized then that she didn't give a damn about me. All she cared about was that military ID card that allowed her access to get on base. She didn't give a crap about the marriage because she just gave me permission to do what the hell I want to do with anybody. I was so broken, so hurt. In my mind, it's like, I'm gonna end this shit. I'm gonna end this. She don't deserve the kids. She's not a good mom. But I know there's no way in the world that I'm gonna get custody of the kids. This is what I'm saying to myself. And I'm sitting there in the car and I'm just crying because I know the system that we live in. I know it's not geared towards guys getting custody of the kids. And so I'm sitting there and I'm just broken because I know she's not a good mom. And in my mind, man, put a bullet in her ass. Take her out the game. Take her out the box. That's the thoughts that came to my mind. So I was sitting there and tears running down my eyes. And I'm thinking about, damn, let me go get me a 30-06. And let me just put one straight in the skull and it'll be over with. You know what I mean? I didn't do that. But I thought it. I thought it. I thought it, and I thought it for a while. Because I was so freaking hurt. I was so freaking frustrated. But I didn't do it. I was talking to my dad. My dad told me to offer her $300 a month for child support and give me custody of the kids. And I'll pay her child support for 2.5 years while she went to school. It's like, Dad, she ain't gonna do that. Them kids are her meal ticket. She ain't gonna give up them kids. He said, just offer it to her. I offered it to her. She jumped on it. That broke my heart. That broke my heart even more. And then she reneged on that. And I told her, I was like, you know what? I'm done. I'm not playing these games with you no more. You want the kids? Have them. I'll pay you child support. I'm getting ready to go to Guam. It's a beautiful island. I'm gonna be on the beach. I'm gonna do me. Raise the kids. Do you. Have fun. Maybe these people in the church can help you raise the kids. You can have them. And I walked out. The next day, my lawyer had paperwork drawn up for the deal that we had agreed to. Stay with me, we're gonna go somewhere. I'm just laying the foundation. She gave me custody of the kids if I gave her $300 a month for 2.5 years so she could go back to school. That's how I got my oldest 2 kids. Fast forward. Again, my daughter was 3, my son was 1. Not even 1 yet. Fast forward. I'm in another relationship. What's up, Jose? And this time, this young lady, I'm in LA, and this is during the .com era, 96. This was the worst year and best year of my life. Stay with me. I'm talking about my breakdown, where I broke, where I snapped at. And what I mean, 96, with my kids and this young lady. This young lady leaves the relationship. and hooks up with some guy that has a computer company. And I'm left raising my kids again, all by myself. And I'm broken. I'm broken. I'm broken to the point where, fuck this. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm taking her ass out the box. I'm taking her out. Back then, they didn't have cell phones. Cell phones had just, cell phones that just came out. Just came out back in '96. They just came out, right? Everybody had pagers back then. And so I'm talking to my sister. I went to the military and got some medication because my back had back problems years back, and they gave me some pills, and I'm sitting there just popping these pills, Tylenol 3 with codeine, I want to say Percocet, and something else, I can't remember what it was. But it's like a real strong pain, take away the pain. So I'm popping these pills, and I'm drinking brandy and Coke. And I got Tupac and Snoop on, two of America's Most Wanted. And I had it on a boombox, and I had it on repeat, just that one song. And I lived in San Pedro at the time. I had a sister that lived in Riverside, which is Southern California, but it was still long distance. In my twisted mind, in my brokenness, up under all of this pressure, in my brokenness, now I'm a single father again, raising kids all by myself. Man, it's '96, my daughter's 6 years old, getting ready to be 6, my son's getting ready to be 4. And so I got babies, and I'm struggling financially. And this girl's run off, and she's with this guy that got big money, he deep pockets. And I didn't even care about that. It's just the fact that, man, I didn't understand that I had abandonment issues. And that's what this whole thing showed me after it was all done and over with. God had to show me, Elijah, all of this happened so that you could see you got issues you need to work on. You got some abandonment issues going back to your mama that you haven't let go of. And so when these women leave you, it's as though your mama left you. And you never resolved that. You're gonna have to resolve that, Elijah. So I'm sitting there and I'm plotting on this young lady and this guy because I'm hurt, I'm devastated, it's like OJ. And I'm talking about this for a reason. Stay with me, family. It's like the OJ situation. What's up, Ingrid? Man, it's like the OJ situation. I'm not excusing what he did. I'm not justifying what he did any way, shape, or form. At all. I'm telling you, I've been in situations where I can understand that pain and that suffering that'll make somebody snap and go there. And so, I'm listening, I'm popping these pills, I'm drinking this alcohol. I get on my phone, what's up, Donald? And I call my sister. And I'm like, hey, whatever you do, don't hang up the phone. I'm being completely transparent with you guys today. I'm bearing my soul. I'm like, hey, don't hang up the phone. I need you not to hang up the phone. I'm gonna hit your pager. I'm gonna just type in hello in your pager in a little bit, and then that's your cue to go ahead and hang up your phone. I gotta go on a run real quick. Please don't hang up your phone. She was gonna be my alibi for what I was about to do. I'm already dressed in all black, got on my black boots, my black pants, my black hoodie, my black skull cap. I got my crossbow with me, already ready to go, my black gloves on. I'm about to creep across the street to where these people are at, where this young lady and this dude is at. And with my crossbow that I used to hunt in Guam with wild pigs, 300-pound pigs, I'm about to go take out 2 human beings. I'm about to take them out the box, completely out the game, because I'm hurt, I'm broken. I'm angry and mad at the world. I'm angry at her for leaving. I'm angry at her for choosing somebody else. I'm broken. broken. So I'm on my phone with my sis, and my sister's like, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. And it's like, what are you talking about? It's already done. It's already done. She's crying, and I'm not caring about her crying. I'm not even thinking of the fact that, man, I'm getting ready to make my sister an accomplice to murder. I'm not even thinking that. I'm just thinking I need an alibi. So if they come looking for me, I could tell them, no, I was on the phone, check my phone records. I'm broken. So I'm talking to my sister, and she's like, E, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, E. And it don't matter what she's talking about. I'm holding my drink, drinking it, got the phone in the other hand, got Two of America's Wanted blasting in the background. I'm on one, dressed, ready to go, crossbow at the door, I'm ready to go. My sister says the one thing, and it never occurred to me why I was calling my sister. But God always has a purpose. God always has a plan. I'm calling my sister to be my escape, to be my alibi. But God knew that my sister was the only person in the world that could say what it needed to be said to stop me dead in my tracks. My sister was the only person in the world that I could have reached out to that could have said this. And it had the impact that it did. Stay with me. My sister's crying, asking me, begging me to spare these people. Don't do it, E, because my sister knows once it's in my mind, it's the done deal. It's a done data, as they say. It's over. I'm ready to go. I just needed the alibi. I just needed you to answer the phone and just sit it down. She says, E, what about the kids? And I tell her, the kids are straight. The kids are all right. Ain't nothing gonna happen to the kids. They good. And then she says, and this is what fucked me up. She says, E, and she's crying, you can hear it. She's broken, and I didn't even give a damn that my sister's broken because of some shit that I'm about to do. It ain't got nothing to do with her. But some shit that I'm about to do has my sister broken. And I didn't even give a damn at that moment because I was so full of rage, I was so full of anger, I was so full of hurt. I was so full of disappointment. My sister says, E, don't do to the kids what Pops did to us. And that fucked me up. Man, that fucked me because I didn't really think about that. I never really thought about that. Until my sister tells me this, E, don't do to the kids what Pops did to us. It's always the kids that get fucked up the most. It's always the kids that get hurt the most. It's always grown-ups doing stupid-ass fucking shit. And it's always the babies that gotta pay the price. I was so mad at my dad. I was so angry at my dad. I told my dad when I saw him, I had a bullet with his name on it. I was gonna take my fucking dad out the game. Because of my hurt, because of my pain. Because of all the trauma that I went through because of his fucking actions. So now, years later, I'm in the same fucking boat as my dad. Now, years later, I'm facing the same fucking decisions as my dad. I'm about to do the exact same thing as my dad. My sister said, don't do to the kids what Pops did to us. I don't know what happened after that. All I know is I woke up the next morning. I was on the floor. It's like as though I just slid down off the wall and just on the floor. And I still got the Coke and brandy in my hand. Two of America's Most Wanted is still blasting on repeat. And tears are running down my eyes. I'm broken. I'm crying. Not because I'm full of rage, not because I'm full of anger, not because I'm full of hatred. I'm broken in humility. I'm broken in gratitude. Because I made a phone call looking for an alibi. And that alibi saved the lives of those two people. That alibi saved my kids from having to go through the fucking hell that I went through. That alibi saved me from being locked up and maybe doing life or fucking been on death row or some stupid shit. Why am I talking about this? Because we look around and we see people and we forget about the shit we've gone through. And there's been many women that I've talked to that's gotten their heart broke and they fucked up their ex's car. There's been many women that's gotten their hearts broke and they keyed his car up. They put shit in his gas tank. They busted his windows. They flattened his tires. There's been many women that's gotten their heart broke that sat outside his house waiting for the hoe to come out the house so they could beat the shit out of her. There's been many women that went to the club looking for their man and stomped the hell out of the girl he was with. But for some reason, we forget that shit. Some reason we forget that when we get broken to that point and those thoughts come to our mind. So, no, I didn't kill him, but I thought it. I thought it. I planned it. And what does the Bible say? The Bible says if you think something in your heart, you're already guilty of it. If you lust after a woman in your heart, whether you sleep with her or not, you've already done it. That's Bible. What have you thought at your broken stages? What have you thought at your brokenness, at your most weakest points? How many people have you thought about slapping the shit out of? How many people have you thought about stomping out? You see, so many of us, man, y'all got road rage. Man, somebody cut you off and you cussing them the hell out. They cut you off and man, they make you miss the light and man, you're damning them to hell. But for some reason, man, we forget this shit. We forget how we was. We forget the fact that, man, but for the grace of God, there go I. And what am I saying? If it hadn't been for the grace of God on my life, man, I'd have been in the pen forever. Had it been for the grace of God, looking out for my ignorant ass, man, there's been a whole bunch of people that would have been gone up off this motherfucking planet. Let's keep this shit real. But we forget that stuff. We forget how we was when we was broken. We forget how y'all pulled out knives on your exes as he broke your heart. Y'all forget the fact that y'all pulled out guns on his ass. Y'all pulled bottles and all kind of other stupid shit. Not because he was threatening you, but because you were hurt and you were broken. He didn't do anything to you physically, but he broke your heart. He betrayed your trust. And now you ready to cut him. Now you ready to shoot him. Now you go out there and fucking up his vehicle. Now you go out there and beating the hell out of some other woman. Will Smith, all the hell he's gone through, all the hell and public humiliation his ass has gone through. I'm not a Will Smith fan. All the shit that he's gone through publicly, all the public humiliation. he gets up and slaps somebody. And we in our arrogance, we in our self-righteous ways want to condemn him. We in our self-righteous ways, well, he shouldn't have did that. 2 wrongs don't make a right. What about all the fucking wrong you've done? What about all the fucking wrong you thought? I see, so many of us, man, we forget that shit. So many of us, we get into church and we get saved and sanctified and act like we ain't never did shit. We ain't never did sin. We act like we ain't never had no crazy thoughts going through our head. Be careful how you judge these people, because you don't want your laundry exposed. You don't want those crazy ass thoughts in your head exposed. You don't want nobody digging through your fucking closet and pulling up your fucking bones and skeletons. So we get so quick to talk about, well, he shouldn't have did this, and he shouldn't have did this, and man, he should know better. Your ass knew better too, and it didn't stop you from doing all the crazy shit you did. And there's another individual, Kanye West. I've never been a fan of Kanye West. I've never liked his music. I don't give a crap about his clothes or any of the other businesses he's got. I never gave a crap about his wife or any of them people. I never cared about them. I cared about them as far as humanity, but as far as who they are and all that, I never gave a damn about that. I just didn't. It's easy for us to sit back and say, man, Kanye's crazy. It's easy for us to sit back and say, man, he's off his rockers, he's losing it, he's snapping. It's easy for us to sit back and say, man, he shouldn't be stalking her and he shouldn't be doing this. Again, what about you? What about the times you sat outside your girlfriend's, your ex-girlfriend or your ex-wife's house? What about the times you sat outside the fucking gym, wait to see who she walked out with? What about the times you went to the club and sat outside, posted up, waiting to see who walked out with who? What about the times you sat outside their fucking job? Again, I'm not saying Kanye's right in anything that he's done. I don't keep up with this shit. Somebody hit me up about it yesterday and asked me to speak on it. I understand his pain. I understand his pain. My hope and prayer is that we'll stop looking at these people in judgment and start looking at these people and start praying for them. That will start looking at these people and start interceding on their behalf. That will look at these people and start sending love their direction, healing their direction. Why? Because if they don't get the healing, somebody's gonna fucking snap. If they don't get the healing, somebody's gonna fucking get hurt. If Will don't get the healing he needs, either he's gonna commit suicide or he's gonna snap and take somebody else off the fucking game. If Kanye don't get the fucking help he needs, he's gonna fucking snap or he's gonna try to take somebody off the fucking game. So instead of us sitting back and judging them and talking about, these fools are crazy, these fools are off the hook, and these fools are with the woo. Man, if I had that kind of money, I would never be doing that. You ain't never had that kind of money, but you've had your fucking heart broke. You know what that pain feel like. You know what being abandoned feel like. You know what being rejected feel like. Why? Why is it so hard for us to remember that pain? Why is it so hard for us to remember our brokenness? Why is it so hard for us to remember our tower moments? Oh, we want to act, oh, man, he shouldn't have did that, and he shouldn't have did this, and he could have lost this, and he could lose this, and you could have lost everything too. But it didn't stop you from doing the shit you did. You knew you was wrong when you did the shit you did. It ain't about how much money you got. You knew your ass was dead wrong when you did the shit you did. Yes, Ingrid, hurt people hurt people. But for some reason, when it's us going through it, when it's us with the broken heart, when it's us that's been rejected and abandoned and humiliated in front of our family and peers, it's okay for us to snap. It's okay for us to want to get back. It's okay for us to think about, man, let me get somebody to take this motherfucker out. It's okay for you to pull out that Glock. It's okay for you to pull out a fucking knife on his ass. It's okay for you to go to the club and see him with some other woman and snatch her by her fucking hair and start stomping her the fuck out. You okay with that shit? Your ass could have went to prison for that too. That was assault too. See, nowadays, you can't even tell somebody that you're gonna kick their fucking ass. Because that's verbal assault. That's a threat. You can't even threaten to hurt somebody now. You can't even threaten to kick somebody's fucking ass now. Don't get so high and sedity. Don't get so damn spiritual that you forget the shit that you've done. Don't get so uppity on yourself that man, they shouldn't be doing that. Why are they doing that? They just wilding. They doing too much. Your ass was wilding too. Every one of us go through this process. What in the hell makes us so fucking righteous and arrogant now to where we look at other people and condemn them for the shit that we've done? And we've done a lot worse. We've thought a lot worse. But because nobody knows, because it wasn't blasted all over social media, man, keep this tucked low. I'm gonna keep this to my, ain't nobody got to know this. Man, it's not just Kanye and Will that's going through stuff like this. But those are the two guys that are prominent in our society that I know of that are going through this. There's average people every day that go through stuff like this. Every day. Just average people that nobody really knows. That's going through this on a daily basis. Instead of us condemning everybody for the shit that we've done. And this is something God had to remind me of. Elijah, you want to kill your dad for murdering your mom. You want to kill your dad for the hell and the pain that he's caused you. And you were willing to do the exact same fucking thing. You were planning to do the exact same thing. Because you got so broke. You got so hurt. You got so humiliated. Because she's driving around in a Mercedes-Benz, living a life, and you left struggling raising these two kids on your own. And I'm sharing this because my hope and prayer is that we stop judging people before we find ourselves in that same fucking situation. Because life has a way, God has a way of bringing shit back full circle. God has a way of reminding you of your fucking arrogance. God has a way of reminding you of, look, you remember how you was looking on the people? You remember how you was talking bad about them people? You remember how you was putting them people on blast with all that stupid shit? You remember how you was talking about Kanye being crazy and Kanye whoopty with the whoop and he did and Will whoopty with the whoop and Jada with the whoop, she ain't shit and he didn't slap this motherfucker. You remember all that stupid shit you were saying about them people? God has a way of bringing that shit full circle. God has a way of bringing that shit right back to your door to where you're in that same fucking situation. And see, so many of us, we think, man, well, I didn't do it, but yeah, I thought about some stuff, and the Bible said that you did it. Just because man said that you okay, if you just thought about it. What's up, Eileen? The Bible says you're guilty of it. You're guilty of the act. You ain't got to sleep with another man's wife. You ain't got to touch another woman's man. If you lust after them, if you think on it and dwell on it, you're guilty of it. I don't give a fuck what men say. God says you've done it already. You're guilty of it already. You can sit there all you want to in your house and judge people and condemn people and speak all these fucking curses on them. You're guilty of harming somebody else. Whether you ever touch them physically or not is irrelevant. You're guilty of speaking curses and hell and damnation on other people. But it's okay. I didn't touch them, and it's not assault. It's a whole lot of people. It's a whole lot of us, if the truth be told, that people spoke shit over our fucking lives that fucked us up. They didn't touch us, but they told us how fucking ugly we was. They told us how stupid we was. They told us how we wouldn't amount to shit. They told us that we was fat. They told us we was too black. They told us we was too skinny. We was too white. We was too this, too that. And those things fucked us up. But that's okay to you, because you didn't physically put your hands on anybody. We have to understand it's all energy. It's all energy. If you slap the shit out of somebody, you just release energy onto them. Your negative, hateful energy. If you cuss somebody out, you just release the same hateful, angry, fucked up energy. If you sit in your car all by your lonesome and cussing somebody the fuck out because they cut you off, or because they made you miss the light, or whatever they took your fucking parking spot, or whatever the case is, and you speaking all this fucking stupid shit and going left, you're speaking curses. You're releasing negative energy. It's all energy. We have to grow up. We have to grow up intellectually. We have to grow up spiritually. We have to grow up emotionally. We have to grow up. Every time you sit there and talk about somebody, man, fuck my family, they ain't shit. Fuck that motherfucker. He ain't never did shit for me. That motherfucker, sorry, he sucked. He ain't did. Man, you're speaking a fucking curse, and you're speaking negative energy over somebody else's life. That's somebody's child. I don't give a damn if it's your mama. I don't give a damn if it's your daddy. That's somebody's child. We have to stop acting like we're better than what we really are. We have to acknowledge the fact that, man, we got some messed up ways about us. And see, so many people, man, especially on YouTube, you know, so many of us, you know, in the spiritual movement, so many of us that are life coaches and all this other stuff, man, we're quick as hell to talk about, man, this person sucked, and this person shouldn't have did this, and this person did this, and man, I can help them with this, and I can do this. Where was all that same fucking energy when you was doing all the stupid shit you was doing? Where's all that same fucking energy when you was wilding the fuck out? Where's all that same fucking energy when people are cutting you off? When people are fucking taking your parking spots? When people are fucking doing you wrong? And you going left on their ass? Where's all that same fucking energy? We have to grow up. We have to grow up. We have to learn to stop justifying our fucked up thoughts and our fucked up beliefs and our fucked up actions while condemning others for the same shit. And a lot of times, less. So I shared with you about wanting to take this lady out, this young woman out back in '93. Wanted to take this young woman and this guy out in '96. And I realized, damn. And understand, I hated my dad. I hated my dad. I changed my name because I didn't want to be named after my dad. I spent $800 to legally change my name because I didn't want to be named after my dad. Because my hatred was thick. My hatred ran deep. And then I found myself in the same fucking boat. I found myself facing the same damn decisions. And that's what God would do to us. Oh, you want to judge somebody? All right, motherfucker. Cool, judge them. Karma says, you reap what you sow. Karma says, as you judge these people, as you sit up on your high horse, condemning them for a weak moment in their life, standing there judging them for something that they shouldn't have done, or whatever the case may be, it's gonna come right back around on you. It's gonna come right back around on you. You're gonna find yourself in that same fucking situation. You're gonna find yourself hurt and broken. But when you're hurt and broken, you're gonna want people to love you. You're gonna want people to empathize with you. You're gonna want people to sympathize with you. You're gonna want people to have mercy on you. You're gonna pray to God that he has mercy on you. You're gonna pray to God that he don't judge you too harshly for the shit you've done. And yet you stand in judgment of others. 97. Let me end with this story right here. 97. Single parent of my 2 kids, and I tell my daughter to go upstairs, take a bath. She was downstairs with me. I'm sitting there watching something on TV, and it was a documentary, and I'm taking notes, and she's falling asleep on my lap. I go upstairs and I draw her bath, and I tell her go take a bath. And she gets up, and unbeknownst to me, she goes upstairs, and she gets in the bed, and she goes to sleep. I didn't know. And it's summertime, and man, I hear water running. And I'm like, dang, is it raining? It can't be raining. It's summertime. It's never raining, in California, in LA area. And I was like, dang, it can't be raining. So I look out the windows, all the stars, crystal clear. It's like, dang, where's that water sound coming from? So I'm looking around, man, through the light fixtures in the kitchen, water's running down. And I'm like, oh, crap, where's that coming from? Now it's running down the walls. So I'm running upstairs, and as I'm going up the stairs in the townhouse, man, the stairs are sloshy from all the water on them. And I'm like, oh my God, and I'm screaming and yelling, and my 2 kids wake up because they hear the frantic in my voice, and they're coming running out, and they see me, and I'm like, man, I'm running to the bathroom is flooded, and it's water's just all over the floor running down the stairs, and I'm like tripping, I'm waking up because, man, military housing, man, this is destruction of government property, man, I'm gonna get in trouble for this. And man, it's coming down the light fixtures, man. It's a possibility that it's damaging the electrical system, right? And so I'm tripping out and I'm yelling at my daughter Jocelyn. It's like, Jocelyn, get up. And I'm mad at her and I pull the plug out of the water, the bathtub, and the water's draining. I'm like, I told you come here and get in the bath. How can you come get in the bath? I'm just going in and I'm mad, I'm hurt, right? I'm just frustrated because I'm scared that she went to bed. All she did was go to bed. But I'm frantic, I'm scared of what's going to happen, of what could happen. And so I'm yelling, just frantic with her, right? So I was like, come on downstairs. I'm about to whip you. And so I go downstairs first, and I'm sitting there. And God says to me, who the fuck you think you are? And I'm like, hold on, wait a minute, hold on, what? God says, who the fuck do you think you are? How dare you? And I'm like, what are you talking about, God? I told her to go to bath. I told her to go take a bath. I drew the bath order. All she had to do was go in there and get her clothes and get in the bath. That's all she had to do. Because she didn't listen, look at all this damage. And man, I don't know how I'm going to pay for this. I don't know how I'm going to get this fixed. What do I'm going in on God on why I'm justifying my anger. I'm justifying my actions towards my daughter. And God says, who the fuck do you think you are? I'm like, what? Why are you coming at me like this? He said, Elijah, how many people, how many women have I had to fix because they fell in love with your ass? How many people have I had to mend their broken hearts because they trusted you? How many people have I had to mend because you said some foul shit to them? How many people have I had to help and fix because of your toxic fucking ways? You done fucked over some people, Elijah, emotionally. Because you got unresolved fucking issues. And now all of a sudden, you want to whip your daughter for not doing what you told her to do. How many times have you done what I told you to do? How many times have I had to go behind you and fix the shit that you didn't do? How many times have I had to go behind you and fix and mend the shit that you did that I told you not to do? When he said that, man, again, I'm broke. I'm humbled. I'm just like, God slapped the shit out of me. And I'm sitting there. I'm like, fuck. Damn. In the black community, we whip our kids all the time for stupid shit. You know what I mean? And that was our thing. That's what we did. That's what we grew up on. Getting our ass beat all the time for not being obedient or doing something wrong. So it's like, that's all I knew. And God checked me on that shit. So I'm sitting there. My daughter comes down and tears are running down her eyes. And I reach out, and I got the belt right there, and I reach out and I just grab her and I just give her this big bear hug. And I tell her I love her. And I apologize to her for yelling. I apologize to her for screaming at her like that. And I tell her that it was because I was scared. And I tell her it's because I was nervous because, man, the water's running down the light fixtures and running down the walls, and I don't have the money to get it fixed. And I'm scared what's going to happen because I could get in a lot of trouble in the military for this. And so I'm scared, and my nervous reaction was to just yell. And I apologize. I love you. I gave her a kiss on the cheek. Go to bed. Because God had to humble me. God had to show me me. God had to check me. God had to air my dirty laundry to me. God had to remind me of my stupid shit. And see, what happens with the great majority of us, we don't remember our crap. We don't want nobody talking about the shit that we used to do. We don't want nobody bringing up our dirty laundry. We don't want nobody airing our business out in the street. But it's okay for us to speak on other people's shit. It's okay for us to speak on all these other people's crap. My hope and prayer is that we start sending them love. That we start sending them healing. That we start sending them peace of mind. That we start sending them joy. Because when you look at that couple, when you look at Will Smith and his family, man, there's no real joy there. All the money in the world, all the fame in the world, but there's no joy. There's brokenness. And instead of us looking at them and speaking on their issues and speaking on their stuff, why don't we flip it and send them love? Send them healing. Instead of looking at Kanye and talking about how crazy he is and all the pills he's on and all these other people, these women that we think are tramps and all this other stuff, instead of speaking on their shit, why don't we send them love? Why don't we send them peace? Why don't we send them joy? Why don't we send them happiness? Why are we so quick to point out everybody else's faults and flaws like we're perfect? Like we ain't never had none. Man. And I say this, we're gonna change the world. One person, one heart, one mind at a time. But in order to do that, man, we have to change our tactics. We gotta stop speaking on other people's shit. We gotta stop condemning other people for shit they doing. Because we all go through the same processes in life. We all have a tower moment. We all have a point where we get broken down and we reach our rock bottom. Every one of us go through these processes. We don't know if this is their process. We don't know if this is their tower moment. We don't know if this is their rock bottom. It don't matter whether it's their rock bottom or not. Instead of looking at them and condemning them for their actions, why don't we look at them and send them some love? Send them some joy, because obviously you know they need some joy. You know they need some love. You know they need some healing. This is what we're supposed to be doing. This is what we're called to do. This is why we've gone through the hellish stuff that we've gone through and survived it. And didn't get in trouble for this shit. Didn't get locked up for this shit. Didn't get institutionalized for this shit. So that we can understand their pain and their suffering. Instead of speaking on it, why don't we send them a hug? Why don't we embrace them with love? And it's weird because so many of us that say we're spiritual, so many of us that say we're life coaches and we're light workers and we're all these other things, we don't do that. We don't do that. We don't send out love to people like that. It's like we pick and choose who we want to send love and light to. We pick and choose who we want to send healing to. We pick and choose who we want to send love to. As if Kanye don't need somebody to love him. As if Kanye don't need somebody to send him some love and light. As if Kanye don't need somebody to get in his ear and speak some real knowledge and wisdom and understanding into him. As if Kanye don't need somebody to reach out and just give him a hug and let him know that it's gonna be okay. I got you. I'm gonna send you some love and light every night. I'm going to send you some love and light every morning. I'm gonna pray and send you peace of mind. I'm gonna pray and send you healing. Man, we got to change our ways. We gotta understand why we've gone through all the pain and suffering that we've gone through. It's not so that we can just sit back now and pop our collars and talk about I'm a survivor, and man, I'm more than a conqueror, and man, I went through all of this stuff, and look at me, and da-da-da-da-da. No, it's not about that bullshit. It's about the fact that the world is dying, and people are hungry, and people are starving for love, for healing. And we say we got it, but we're not sharing it. We say we got it, but we're not spreading it to the world. They don't need it. They need it more than we do. Why? Because their life is on social media for all the world to see. Every mistake they make is broadcasted all over the world. Every step they take is shown all over the world. Everybody's watching their every move. Everybody's listening to everything they say. So if anybody needs love and healing, if anybody needs our attention and our energy work, man, it's them. Oh, it's us too, but it's them. Because their platform is so much larger than ours. My challenge for each and every one of you. I don't care what you think about Donald Trump. I don't care what you think about Joe Biden or any of these people. They're human beings. They all need healing. They all need love. Everybody needs this. Why do we think that, oh, these people are just twisted, these people ain't got no souls, and these people are this, and these people are evil, and whatever you think about them, it shouldn't matter. Whatever you think about them, that's your issue. Ain't got shit to do with them. That's you throwing up on them. That's not your damn job. Your job as a light worker, your job as a healer, your job as a fellow human being is to send them love. Your job as a child of God, as a chosen one, is to send them love, to send them healing. How are you going to be a chosen one? How are you going to be a light worker? How are you going to be a healer and you ain't sending out love and you ain't trying to heal these people? We're so quick to talk about these people are the devil. We're so quick to talk about these people are doing the devil's work. We're so quick to talk about, man, we're the children of God and we're the chosen ones and we're this and we're that and we're this. Okay, well, how come you ain't doing God's work? How come you ain't doing God's work? How come you, if you talking about them saying that they're the children of the devil and they're this and they're evil and they're satanic God, you're doing the exact same thing when you sit there and speak on somebody else's life and you're not sending them love and you're not sending them peace and you're not sending them healing. You're tearing them down. You're condemning them. You're judging them. That's not helping them grow. That's not helping them heal. In order to do God's work, it's not for you to sit there with your Bible, your Quran, or whatever you read and sit there in judgment of anybody. That's not doing God's work. God don't need your raggedy ass to be sitting there judging anybody. God didn't put you on here to be judging anybody. God put you on here so that you could help people heal. So that you can help people grow through what they're going through. I'll say again. Every single one of us, our purpose, our God-given purpose is to heal our damage, heal our trauma, and then turn around and in the process of us healing ourselves, help other people heal from their trauma, help other people heal from their damage and their brokenness, and to send them love and light. Sometimes you can't go help them, but you can always sit there in a place of peace. You can always sit there and just, however you do it, you could just sit there and just send them energy from anywhere in the world. You could send them energy. You could send them healing. You could send them love. We have to grow up. We have to grow up. We have to grow up. We got to understand why we're here. We have to get busy with why we're here. Man, I'm not better than anybody. I'm no better than anybody. I've had some crazy thoughts go through my head. I've planned out some crazy psychotic stuff. I planned things that could have taken people out the box. That was going to take people out the box. It was only by the grace of God. Only by the grace of God, and I don't know, my grandmother was praying over me. I know that much. There's so many people in prison when I was working in the prison system. I related to so many of their stories of these guys who snapped and killed their ex. Guys who've gone on rampages and just fuck it, they ain't got shit to lose. And just won on a good one. And what God showed me was, look, Elijah, these people, they're here in prison. And they didn't feel like they had anybody to call. They didn't feel like they had anybody to reach out to. You reached out to your sister. Your sister just happened to be home. Who do you think made that possible? That your sister just happened to be at home at that time when you called her. That your sister wasn't in the shower when you called. She was right there, available to answer the phone. That's no coincidence, Elijah. And so when you hear these guys' story and you hear what the crap that they've done, understand, man, this could be you. Had I not arranged for your sister to be right where she was at to answer the phone. It's not because you're so great that you're not locked up in the penitentiary, Elijah. It's not because you're so righteous and pious that you're not locked up, Elijah. It's not that you're so righteous. It's not that you're so much better than your dad that you didn't go down his path. And see, so many of us, we get that concept, man, I'm a chosen one because I'm a chosen one. Man, I'm this and I'm that, I'm this and that. No, you got it twisted. You got it twisted. You don't know what a chosen one is. Because a chosen one is going to go through some hell. A chosen one ain't better than anybody else. A chosen one is somebody that comes here and breaks the generational curses. A chosen one is someone that comes here and deals with the pain and suffering and all the other crap that they've gone through and that their family has been going through. The chosen ones come in, they got to go through the same crap, if not worse. Why? Because it's so easy for us to condemn our parents. It's so easy for us to condemn and judge everybody else for their actions or lack thereof until we find ourselves in that same situation. And when we find ourselves in that same situation, to be humbled, to be broken, to break that generational curse. Not because you all that. Not because you all that. Because you're there to make a difference. We are here to make a difference. And that difference is not to sit up on our high throne and judge people. That difference is not to sit up on our high throne and this person needs help. This person needs to come talk to me so I can help them. No, that's not what it's about. The difference is, man, I see their hurt. I see their pain. I see their suffering. I see their brokenness. God, allow my energy to begin the healing process. God, allow what's in me with this you. God, go heal them. God, touch them. God, have mercy on them. God, send somebody that they can lean on. Send somebody that can speak some knowledge and some healing into their life. And in the meantime, God allowed my energy to go and make a difference. I don't have to get credit for it. Nobody has to know. God just heal them. God touch them. God mend their broken heart. Heal their brokenness. And again, it's not about just Kanye. It's not about just Jada. It's not about just Will. It's about humanity. What's up, Clarence? It's about humanity. I get so many calls from so many women and so many guys about being broken, about hitting rock bottom. So many people want to just check out. So many people just, I'm done, I can't do no more. And it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. Why? Because that could have been me. It breaks my heart because I know it could have been me. And it wasn't that I was special, that it wasn't me. Because I tried to commit suicide. I was done. We gotta stop being so righteous. And what I mean righteous, we gotta stop being so self-righteous. We have to remember our pain, our suffering. Why? So that we never judge somebody else. So that we'll never look down on somebody else. So that we'll be tolerant and understanding and compassionate of what other people are going through. Because we never know what somebody's going through. We never know the pressure that they're under. And because we see them do something, we just make it we make a sarcastic remark, a judgmental remark about they this and they that, and you don't know the hell that they're going through. I shared in the live yesterday when the young lady committed suicide. Man, God, never allow that pain to leave me. Never allow that memory to leave me. Why? Because I want to remember what it felt like. I want to remember what it felt like because I didn't deal with my stuff. And because I didn't deal with my stuff, I didn't try to help somebody else with their stuff. Because of my unresolved issues, because I had low self-esteem, because I had insecurity and self-hatred and all this other stuff about me, I refused to reach out to somebody and try to help them. And they committed suicide. And that broke me. That made me start dealing with my shit. It humbled me. And when I think about my life and the people that I planned on taking out, it humbles me. It humbles me. God, thank you. God, thank you. Man, I wanted to die so long ago. God, I wanted to die so many times. God, I was so fucking done. God, thank you. Thank you. Allow me to remember that. Allow me to never forget that. Why? Allow that to remain a burning bush within my bosom. Why? So that the passion and the desire to help others never fade. So that I would always give my all. So that I would always be attentive to their pain and to their suffering. My hope and prayer, family, is that you remember your brokenness. You remember all the times that you hit rock bottom. That you remember all the times that you got so pissed that you snapped. That you remember all the times that you pulled out a knife on somebody. All the times that you pulled out a 2x4. All the times you was looking for your gun. All the times you went to the club with the purpose of stomping somebody the fuck out. Man, just got captivated in this red car now. Man, may you remember that pain. May you remember that suffering. May you remember that brokenness. So that you would always give love. So that you would always send joy. So that you would always send peace. So that you would always send healing. Because you would remember the brokenness. You would remember the loneliness. You would remember the frustration, the anger, the rage, the hatred. And you would send them love. You would send them peace. You would send them healing. Why? Because my mentality is I never want anybody to go through what I've went through. I never wanted anybody to carry the pain that I've carried. I've never wanted anybody to have to carry the cross that I carry. So God, give them some love. Give them some joy. Give them some healing. Give them some peace. Because I remember. I remember. And see, so many of us, we don't want to remember. We want to move forward and we want to forget everything. We want to talk about healing and just forget all the pain that we've gone through. We want to talk about healing and just ignore and forget the loneliness, the brokenness, the frustration, the pain, the rage, the anger. We want to forget all of that stuff. And we want to just talk and walk in our power in the fact that, man, I'm healed and I'm saved and I'm this and I'm that. And what happens is you lose your compassion. What happens is you forget who the hell you are. What happens is you lose that sympathetic nature. What happens is you forget, man, you just want to heal. You just want the pain to stop. So you're popping all these pills because you want the pain to stop. You're drinking all this alcohol because you want the pain to stop. You're cutting on yourself because you just want the pain to stop. You don't know what these people are doing because they just want the pain to stop. You don't know how these people are acting and reacting because they just want the pain to stop. We're going to change the world. One person, one heart, and one mind at a time. We got to start with us. We got to remember the hell that we've gone through. We got to remember that we have to cherish that. And what I mean cherish that, because maybe you got to hold that close to you. Why? So that you don't forget. So you don't get so high and mighty. That you don't get so not understanding. So that you don't ever lack compassion. I love you guys. I send you all love and light, healing and joy, peace of mind. Before I leave, let me just say this, man, for those of you that are still here, man, I challenge every one of you. I challenge you to post it on social media and everywhere else. I challenge you to challenge the world. To let's start sending love and light to all of these people that we come across, whether on social media or on the news or whatever, all the people in Ukraine, Russia, it don't matter. We need to start sending love and light. We need to start sending healing. We need to start sending joy and peace. We look at all this stuff, but we ain't doing nothing about it. We look at all this stuff and we just, it don't affect me. We look at all this stuff and we speak on it, but we ain't speaking to it. There's a difference. We speak on all this crap going on around us, but we don't speak to it. And what I mean by speaking to it, man, where's your power at? Where's your authority at? To send love, to send peace, to send joy, to send compassion, to send healing. Imagine how fast we could change the world if we stop speaking on everybody else's issue and start speaking to their issue and start directing our energy to their issue. No more drama. No more drama. No more drama. Every one of us is a tool for that. We ain't got time for that. If you're love and light, if you're a healer, if you're a light worker, if you're a child of God, if you're a chosen one, stand up in your God-given responsibility to start being a beacon of hope, a beacon of love, a beacon of compassion to humanity. Why is it that we as the chosen ones, we as the light workers, we as all these things, we sit on our ass just condemning all this shit going on around us? And we want to light some sage in our house, and we want to burn some incense, and we want to light some candles, and we want to get our crystals, and we want to do all this stuff. We want to grab our Bible, our Quran, and we want to have all these conversations about what's going on fucked up in the world, but we're not doing a damn thing about it. Send love. Send love. Send healing. It's not gonna cost you anything, just a little bit of your time. You wasting time on stupid stuff anyways. You wasting time talking about this shit. Instead of talking about it, just send some love. Just send some peace. Just send some joy. And every time somebody come to you with that, oh, no, since you're here and you want to talk about that, okay, listen, let's get together with me. And man, let's send them some love right now. Let's send them some healing right now. Since you want to speak on it, we're going to speak on them in the correct manner. If you want to speak on this, if you want to speak on this person's life, you want to speak on this person's actions, come on, let's speak on it. Let's speak on it in a manner that's going to bring about a difference, a positive difference. Let's speak on it. Come on, let's speak on this. Man, God, I don't know what they're going through. I don't know what they're dealing with. Man, I release love. I release healing. I release joy. I release peace. Man, let's speak on it. If you're going to speak on it right. It's time for us as chosen ones, as light workers, as healers, whatever your title is, whatever you call yourself. It's time for us to stand up. It's time for us to speak up. When I say speak up, I'm not talking about speaking on other people's business. I'm talking about just sending love. I'm talking about sending light. I'm talking about sending healing, sending some joy. As long as you're speaking on other people's issues, as long as you're speaking on other people's problems, you're part of the problem. You're part of the world problem. I don't care what you call yourself. As long as you're just sitting there speaking on people's issues, speaking on people's shortcomings, speaking on what people's going through and what do, like your ass ain't never been through shit. Like your ass ain't been through the exact same thing. Like your ass ain't never slapped the fuck out of somebody. Like your ass ain't never grabbed somebody by their fucking hair and slung them to the fucking ground. Like your ass ain't never kicked somebody's fucking ass. But now you want to speak on this motherfucker's life. We have to change. We have to change. Thank you guys for being with me. I know this was a long, session, but I make no apologies for that. I bless you guys. I thank you guys. Namaste. The God within me sees, recognizes, acknowledges, and cherishes the God in each and every one of you. Peace.